Welcome back, Research Method student. In this lecture, I'm going to cover 3 different assignments. The research paper assignment, which is worth 200 points. The research paper presentation and facilitation, worth 25 points. And a research paper presentation threaded discussion, which is worth 10 points per post. Obviously, you need to have the syllabus in front of you so you can follow along with me. Big ideal. What are we doing with this research paper assignment? You will not actually be doing this study. I get a lot of confusion from students in the past because we are pretending to do a study without actually doing a study, which makes it a bit difficult. So what you will do is I suggest finding 1 or 2 journal articles, which we call peer-reviewed or primary sources, on your topic, and kind of model this paper after that paper without just copying and pasting the material from that article. So let me try to explain this a little bit more in detail as we go along. So first, this week you'll pick a topic of interest, something that you're pretty interested in and want to learn more about. The topic also has to be something that's been that's been researched enough that you can find at least 10 references from peer-reviewed journal articles. We call those primary sources, like in athletic training, it's called the Journal of Athletic Training. There's all sorts of journals of. So there are primary sources, and we'll talk about that this week, so you understand what that topic means after the end of this week. So that topic that you pick needs to not be a newer topic. It's something that should be have been researched quite a bit in the past. So this week you'll pick a topic, and once you pick that topic, you need to find, read, and use at least 10 to 15 peer-reviewed journal articles about that particular topic. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make up a study that's based on previous research. But again, you're not going to do this study. And through the course, again, I talked about the other announcement that we're going to be doing research paper drafts. So the first draft, you'll provide me with purpose statements, research questions, and a null hypothesis. And again, you'll be taught how to do these things in our course. And then you'll have another draft on the research methods. The data analysis will be another draft. Another draft will be on your results and discussion sections. You'll have a final draft on the introduction section. And so hopefully I'll be able to help you through this process. So we have all these different sections of your paper. I have provided you completed examples of research paper that you should use as your guide to help you see what my expectations from you as a student. So I'm going to say this several times just to help you with this. You might want to find 1 or 2 articles that you use as a guide to complete this paper. You still need to have a minimum of 10 to 15 articles. And again, each week I hope to be able to break this assignment down a little bit more for you to help you with this assignment. So this assignment's worth 200 points, and you'll be assessed on this assignment using this rubric, which I have in the course documents. And each section that's described in the syllabus is in the rubric, your point value, and that's you've had rubrics in other courses, so I won't go into too much detail. But you should look at that so you know my expectations for this particular assignment. I did try to provide you the completed research paper assignments that were excellent papers. And I've also, for some of them, I kept my remarks in there so you can see some of the things that I was pointing out that could have made the students, the papers better. Couple things that you should be aware of in my course and really in all your courses. You should be citing sources all over the place in this particular paper. This is a research paper. It's not an opinion-based paper. I expect you to support pretty much everything you write in this paper with references. I expect you to know and follow APA, both in the reference page and within the paper. It's called in-text citations and end-of-text citations. I expect you to know APA by this point in the program. You should use double spacing. Now, let me say something about double spacing. There's a thing in Microsoft Office that, for whatever reason, Microsoft Office defaulted the paragraph spacing to this after at 10 points. Get rid of that now. Make it 0 and make that your default. Okay, just get rid of it. It annoys me. There's a video in the Moodle orientation class about it. Dr. Beasley has made a video about it. So just fix that. So double spacing, 1-inch margins, top, bottom, left, and right. Use a 12-point font. Use either Arial or Times New Roman. Cite all your references within the paper following APA. Now, what I do is I check your reference page and in the paper. Your reference page and the stuff that's cited in the paper need to be consistent. They need, whatever you cite in the reference page should be cited in the paper. Whatever cited in the paper should be in the reference page. If you have stuff in the reference page that's not been cited in the paper, get rid of it. You have not cited that source. Provide section titles following APA. Again, use those completed examples of our research paper assignment. They can help you with that. Insert page numbers like I have down here. I have the page number 5. Just don't type it in. Provide a title page. Write in the past tense. Pretend the study's over. Use the third person. Don't use I. Never use the you. I'm not going into the details on this because I have various other lectures on each one of these sections. Last week of class, you're going to do a audio presentation using either PowerPoint or Keynote, which is Mac's version of PowerPoint, which you have to turn into a QuickTime video. I provide information how to do this. So you'll provide a audio PowerPoint or a video, YouTube video, whatever you want to do to provide the highlights of your research study that you did, your RPA. Basically, I would have one slide per main section. So you would have one slide, for example, on this discussion section where you provide the highlights. Just don't put every single letter and word from your paper into the presentation. That's boring presentations. I want it to be pretty quick, 5 to 15 minutes. It doesn't need to be too long. But don't make sure your file's not over 2 gigabytes, which is a huge file. The other thing is that you're going to attach this presentation in the forum in Moodle. You'll see in the directions that when you upload your video, make sure you're not connected wirelessly to the internet, because you'll never get this thing to upload. Make sure you're hardwired through the Ethernet when you upload to the forum. Okay, so that's worth 20 points doing your presentation. Then I want you to provide 3 to 4 open-ended questions that you'll have other students answer in the forum. Open-ended questions are questions that can't be answered with yes or no. These questions are questions that you had as you were going through your paper, writing it, Think about the people who are in our class. I think most everybody in our class are either PE teachers or coaches. How could this, what kind of questions do you have from the other PE teachers or coaches about your topic? You are also expected to read when somebody answers your questions. You should go back and read what they say and respond back to them. That's called keeping the thread going, and that's worth 5 points. Then each student in the class will listen to the at least two other students' research paper presentations and then answer the posted questions. Your responses should be a minimum of 1 page, which the way I see 1 page in a form is 3 fully developed paragraphs. Basically, each question should be 1 paragraph response back to that question. The easiest way to do it. And I use this rubric when I assess your post. So you can read that on your own. I can read that through to you. Last thing on the research paper assignment. Again, this is a significant assignment. Please do your best work here with your rough drafts. 5 points is not a lot of point. I rather not give you points for this. I think you should just do it, and you should be motivated to do the rough drafts because it will help you in a long run. Read, use the previous examples to help you. Ask questions. Work with somebody else in a class. Work together to go through this. Use at least 1 other journal article as your guide. Ask questions in a Q&A form if you have questions. Set up a time to meet with me via phone, Skype, or whatever way that will help you through this process. This is a challenging assignment. That's why I try to spend a lot of time in our course through this assignment to help you be successful. I think in the long run, it'll help you in this class, and hopefully it'll help you as a kinesiology practitioner.